All right, we are back one more time, and it's very early in the morning, at least for me, considering what time I went to sleep last night after hanging out with Kepi, Cake, and Case and playing hockey and having a grand old time. Um, anyway, um, so I have another unboxing. This one I've been kind of waiting for. Um, that's one of the few that I've ever done where there's potentially graded comics in there. So I'm interested, and it's got some heft to it. So there's either a whole lot of um, unbagged and boarded, and it's just a mass in there, or there's at least one of these. So let's see what's in here. Just your standard, U.S. flat box. Does it give a weight? Weight is 7 pounds 9.2 ounces, so it has heft. For a box this size, I would say it's probably the heaviest one that I've ever gotten when it comes to this. But, and I know the last time I did these, I told myself, there's no way in hell I'm doing these random ones anymore. So, so just peeking into the box, I think it's pretty obvious what's going on in here. But I did tell myself that there's no way I'm doing these again because um, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, so to speak. So, just some of them I bought, and I know there was one when I had my old apartment that it was. I don't remember the thing that it was, but I know I bought a lot of them. Basically, I got shipped an entire long box, which, if you know anything about long boxes, you can get, I think it's 225 to 250 non-bagged and boarded, or you can get, I think it's 150 to 200, somewhere in that range. It's been a while since I've had to think about this. Bagged and boarded, and I don't know about CGC stuff, or at least graded, I should say, because I don't usually delve into the graded ones, but that's precisely what this one was. And to try and keep it in the exact order that it was sitting in there is what we're gonna do. So let's let's see if this one was worth it, because I wanted to try something different on this one. Like, well, like I said, normally I'll just go for here's just however many for whatever price, and how good of a deal is it. And there's no CGC in here. I can feel it. I haven't looked at a single one, but it's all bagged and boarded. So there's, all right, New Mutants 85. There's only really one more in that entire run that I would want to do, and it's two more after this one. If that's all right. What is this? Oh, that's awesome. The Wedding of Deadpool 27. Most important number 27 issue in the history of comics. Ha ha ha. Detective Comics 27, if you don't know. But I always thought this one was interesting. I know it says world record holder, and I think it's for most individual characters on a cover to a comic in comic book history. Because if you notice over here on the left side, it does continue around to the back. So the wraparound cover, that's cool. I have one of these, but I always wanted another one just to kind of peruse and see. and see what was going on in here. So yeah, I'm quite ecstatic on that one. What is this? Department. Oh, okay, Department of Truth, issue 13. It's a very very peculiar um uh title. So the premise of it is that anytime that a conspiracy theory starts to be thought of or spoke of or uh, mentioned or followed or whatever, it becomes more and more actual reality. And so there's a department that tries to sit there and lend credence to some and start quelling some of the others. And just to give you the big reveal at the end of the first issue, it's all run by Lee Harvey Oswald. So it's a very interesting read, and I have liked how there's been a lot of people that have kind of contributed some really neat covers to this one. Um, I know I'm way behind on it. There's other ones that I've been reading and going through and stuff like that lately, so I haven't really gotten a chance to catch up on it. But the first trade you could get for I think like 10, 12 bucks. Or if you're on Comixology, I think sometime this year the first one's going to end up showing up on there. I'm almost positive. Um, but yeah, it's a it's a very cool and very interesting series. Okay, hold up. All right, all right. Batman 219. Come on, focus in, damn it. Here, maybe if I had my face more. Focus. Focus. That's badass. To have a run, especially when you start seeing this type of logo, you know you're in some old school territory on that one. Okay. So far, there's been a very eclectic, healthy mix between them, and I'm all for that. Excalibur 25. Well, Galactus is coming to dinner, and Phoenix is the catch of the day. All right. Not really a fan of that series at all. I got out of X-Men a long time ago, man. It's too convoluted. It's too weird, and I hate Cyclops. He's such a terrible character. I think he's such an ass. Um, I I don't like him at all. It's not that I have anything for Wolverine, but because I know a lot of people started getting into X-Men because of the Wolverine, or if you're old enough to remember the '90s cartoon, that might be where you jumped in at for X-Men. But I can't stand him. He's just an absolute ass of a character. Um, I my favorite was always Iceman. Um, and then as I got older, I started to realize how kind of awesome Iceman is, and going, why don't you just murder him? Like you could easily take out Cyclops without much of a thought. Um, but yeah, I had an X Men run and I was working on, and I just eventually said I don't have any desire to keep reading these. And when I don't have a desire to keep reading them anymore, I stopped collecting them. And I was this close to starting to get rid of all my Wolverine ones. Um, because I haven't read Wolverine in quite some time. I haven't picked up any new runs of his. Um, I think the last one that I went through was The Death of Wolverine, where they basically encase him inside his own adamantium, and that's it. He's done. And then there was a run called The Wolverines, and I started to read that one, and then I just stopped. But I still kept getting it, and I have the full run of it. I just went, I don't want to read this anymore. The only thing that's stopping me from getting rid of all my Wolverine ones is I actually do have his first appearance. Um, Not in like a facsimile or a reprint. I have one of the OG ones. It's in rough ass shape, but I got it. So that's the only thing that's really kind of stopping me from trying to get rid of all of his books. All right, Spider-Man, Storm, and Power Man. Battle Smokescreen. Is that what it says? Yeah. Oh, I know what this is. So you notice there's no number up here. This is one of those public safety service announcement things. So it's probably trying to do with some type of hero that has, or villain, I'm sorry, that has some type of drug or cigarette or something or whatever. These are actually kind of hard to come by now. I think most of them just kind of said, I don't really care, and just let them go, and they don't really even give a damn about them anymore. Okay, I like that cover. Marvel Fanfare number 10. Yeah, I really like that cover. Black Widow blasted some dude in the face. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right. Okay, we got an older school Avengers up in here. Avengers 205. Sorry, anytime I see the claw, I always think of Liar Liar. And then after thinking about it, I start thinking about Toy Story. So I see that, I'm just going, I can't take you serious. Okay, first appearance of Bishop, X-Men 282. As I just start mentioning about how I don't really get into X-Men anymore. But yeah, that's first appearance of Bishop. And it's usually rare for a first appearance to show up on cover. I know um, there's a certain little run in the world of comics where you can kind of see that they'll kind of throw a new person on the front to kind of entice you to pick it up in case you haven't been going. But with X-Men being at 282, um, I guess it's just sort of, hey, if you're thinking about jumping off, don't jump yet. We got a new character. Bishop was kind of a cool character. I would have liked to have seen him and Cable try to do some shit together. All right. Speaking of Wolverine, Wolverine 40. There was a part of me that wanted to get this whole run. Um, but I didn't really go too far into aspirations for trying to pick it up. But that's why I had such a respect for the movie Logan, because they are actually going through and saying, you know, this is how he would be. He would be murdering people. He would be stabbing people. He would be dismembering people. Like it's rough. And when the movies started to kind of lean into it, and the comics started to kind of do the same, just not to the level. But I think because there it was, I don't know if there still is. Again, I haven't followed it in quite some time, and as far as my days going through the shop, I haven't seen anything. But I would love to see them pull back the Marvel Max run again, or at least that wing. Like DC's got their Black Label now, and you've got some other stuff in there, like Batman's penis is in one of them. Batman Damned. Go look it up. It actually is a thing. The Batwang, as I like to call it. Um, it is a thing. It is out there, and they sort of have a little bit more of a almost an anything goes, but not like overtly sexual. But if it's dark, if it's broody, if it's gruesome, it's usually in the Black Label. Um, Marvel Max did the same thing, to where they would have a little bit more cussing, a little bit more dismembering, and things like that. I would love to see them bring that back and just put Wolverine in there permanently. Um, I mean, the character really does deserve something like that at all times. And then if he ever gets pushed into an X-Men book or something like that, just go, you know why you asked me here, so you can't tell me how you want this done. It's just kind of like the Punisher. You know I'm putting bullets in people, so if you don't want that, then why did you call me? So, all right, this one's flipped, so let's do this. Okay. The Hulk thing and signed. I saw a COA on the back for a moment. Mike McCone. All right. I am very happy about that one. One of my top guys here, and having it be signed with a COA. I'm 100% on board with that one. All right, that's actually kind of awesome. Um, I have been kind of obsessed with anything written by Donny Cates, and he is quickly becoming an author or writer, I guess, in this medium is what he would be known. I would love to have almost every story he has and just devour all of it. Same's kind of been that way with Scott Snyder. He he has some really good stuff that I've been just enjoying the hell out of. A small 6-part series of his called Witches is fantastic. I got a trade paperback, and I already know what that one is. I don't know what this is, and I don't know what the point of it is, but I could tell from the back that it's Walking Dead. What the hell is this? It looks like a... So which one is this? Walking Dead 8. So I probably have this in the hardback, because I think I have the first 8 hardback ones. What the fuck is this, though? Alright, I'm going to show you this, because I don't really feel like undoing it. Come on. Amazing. It says Amazing Spider-Man 1 poster promo. Oh, don't be this one. Please don't be this one. Oh, I'm be so upset. Actually, okay, I have to undo this now. I have to see if it's this one. If it is, I'm going to be so upset. Oh, son of a bitch, it is. Damn it. I hate John Romita Jr.'s art. At least it's just Spider-Man covered up. I'm more okay with it because he's covered up. But John Romita Jr., I cannot stand his art style. His dad was so much better. Because everyone looks like they have like this weird, just square-jawed face, and everyone looks the same. And I know that there's some things out there where they're talking about... there's a guy I watched for a little while where he says artists will have what they call same face. It's where everyone's face looks the same. Even Ryan Otley, one of my favorite artists who did Invincible, who did a Spider-Man run for a little while, and did Hulk for a little while. I don't think he's still doing it, but I think he's still doing covers for it. Has same face. But Ryan Otley can draw like other types of creatures. I think is the only way I can really describe it. I don't want to say like aliens and whatnot, but I mean, if he was doing Invincible, then yeah, it's aliens. But he can draw other things really, really well. The scenes in Invincible where Battlecat is fighting with the Viltrumites and they're just tearing people apart and pieces are going everywhere. It's absolutely incredible what he can do with stuff like that. To where it's almost like he's paying attention to the actual anatomy of something as he's being just eviscerated. And nope, not one in here either. God damn it. But Yeah, he has same face too, to where certain types of facial expressions or people in certain and very similar situations have very similar faces. Like there's plenty of times where while I was reading through the Amazing Spider-Man run that he was drawing, um, I'm reminded of, especially with J. Jonah Jameson, I was reminded of the Viltrumites and I'm the Man and Mark Grayson, and I'm just going, you're lucky it looks good. All right, what we got here? X-Men 285. It's a Jim Lee cover, isn't it? No, Will Portacio. I like it though. It's not going to get me to do an X-Men run again. It's just one of those, I'll hold on to it because I have it. I'm not interested in starting that run up again. Batman and Batgirl and the balance between life and death. Kind of a cool cover though. West Coast Avengers, I always thought was just sounded goofy, but I guess in order to try and appeal to people from other regions besides just New York, it makes sense. I think, I know that's the Great Lakes Avengers is what Squirrel Girl ends up joining. I was going to say, I thought Squirrel Girl ends up joining West Coast, but apparently that's the different one. Captain America 5, looks like it's from the 90s. The Living Legend is mad, and that's when they went back to his old shield for a little while, I guess for nostalgia's sake or to try to do something different. But I always thought, like, well, what's the point? He can't fling that thing like, everybody else. And you just, what does he stab at people? Is it a sled? Like, I don't know, man. Thor 344. I swear it's either something like this one. I don't remember. I'm not a big old school Thor fan. The only Thor that I really liked was um the Jane Foster run. The way Jason Aaron pulled all that together and the fact that she's fighting stage 4 cancer and all this stuff for that, I just thought was absolutely incredible. It's the reason why I ended up buying one of the Lady Thor statues. And as soon as I have a place to start putting all this shit, I swear to God, I will give you guys a tour of it because I'm quite proud of a lot of it. And I kind of want to show it off, but I don't really have a way to do so without seriously disrupting everything here. But I do want to do one eventually. Action Comics 40. I believe this was during the because the way this is done over here, this little triangle, this was around the time there was the death of Superman, and then they had the 4 new ones. And my favorite Superman show up, Cyborg Superman, dude just looks absolutely awesome. Um, I, yeah, I thoroughly enjoy anytime I can see Cyborg Superman running around and just creating havoc and being awesome. I absolutely loved it. What is this? Batman versus Ra's al Ghul. So it's one of the variant covers. Usually DC going variant cover for having it be um, more black and white is pretty rare. So that's kind of cool. I like that one. Oh, all right. Okay. I know I don't have one of these in um still in a poly bag. This was always what I called the funny Todd McFarlane Spider-Man hand cover Because underneath where it says collector's item, Spider-Man's hand is in one weird ass position, and I don't understand why it's bent that way. It's very, very weird. But it is a McFarlane cover, and it's whenever he was doing Spider-Man for a while, because he started 298 on the Amazing Spider-Man run, and apparently this is where they started just the simply titled Spider-Man issue, and there's I think 4 different colors of these. There's black, there's silver, there's gold, and I want to say there's like a red one, or maybe it's just those 3. My comic knowledge for all the extent of those things does not extend that damn far. Most of the people that know all those have been in the game a hell of a lot longer than I have, and I just kind of jumped in like the last 10 years or so. And I'm more of a reader, and let's get some cool stuff and enjoy it and talk about it and share it than I am. Let's be mindful of all of it. I think if you have a shop, that usually starts to give you the thing where you have to know all these things as stuff comes in and stuff. So, all right, X-Men 193. I think I've had this one before. I always enjoy multiple character issues. Oh, yeah, that was. So, 93. So this says Gala 100th anniversary issue of the all new, all different X-Men. 93 was when they had Colossus and Nightcrawler and everybody show up. So that's why that's on there. Again, my X-Men knowledge is piss poor at best. Okay, got my girl She-Hulk. I think that's the Alex Ross. It looks very Alex Ross-esque. So I'm almost positive it's what that is. But it's a Virgin cover. And for those of you that don't know, and I'm putting the last one face down. So, Virgin cover means there's no writing, there's no descripting of what in the hell it is. It's just essentially a picture. So, like how this has that gala down here, it has the barcode, has the X-Men title, has the special double-sized issue, has all the stuff on the side, lets you know the number. This has nothing. In the overall scheme of things, when it comes to a comic, if the less stuff on there, usually the more price it'll command, and what they call is incentive issues. To where if you have a comic, let's say it's I don't remember which one this one's from. Let's just say, for example, it's from Fantastic Four, because stuff like this has happened. So bear with me. So Fantastic Four's put out issue 400. However many your company or your particular station purchases, for every so many, you get one extra comic that gets thrown in there that's a different cover. So like if you see 1:10. So for every 10 regular issues you buy, you get one of that cover. And if it's a 1:25, same thing, 25, you get one of those. Usually Virgin covers are probably around the 50 to 100. Sometimes 25, depending on the popularity of the issue. I know lately it's about 25 to 50, but for a while it was up there. And then again, it's interesting, like the Ra's al Ghul one. Let me pull that one back out while I talk about it. So the higher up you go, they'll start getting rid of more and more color. And the more and more color they get rid of, the more and more rare it becomes, because it'll be a 1 of 100. Or I think I have one from the Blackest Night. I think it's Blackest Night 4. That's the only one that I have that is 1 of 100. And so I don't seek those, but if I come across them, I'm usually pretty happy, because I don't want to pay the command price for that, because I find it ridiculous. But, you know, some people do go about it. All right. Guardians of the Galaxy 9, the Brian Michael Bendis run. I know people talked about it. I find it funny how he was such a huge name in Marvel, and then everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, he went to DC. That's crazy." And I haven't really heard much of anything from or about him since. So, no CGCs. So it was, as I said, if it wasn't going to be one, it's going to be a lot of densely packed ones, and that's exactly what it was. So, damn it. I was hoping for at least one. The Valiant years. How I care absolutely nothing about you. Not a thing. I really could not care less about a single character from any one of these. It is not anything I collect. It's not anything I care about. Nope. First big strike, and that's okay. Fantastic Four 201, is that what it says? Yeah. All right. Kind of a cool cover where it's putting all of them in check. Not the greatest Fantastic Four fan, but again, that's okay. Ooh, Batman family. All right. Let's see. Which one is this? Number 18. All right. This has me curious. And I may look this up and put something in the comments, but it says at last in a series of her own, The Huntress. So that's interesting. I don't quite know that much about all the different Batman offshoots. So, yeah, I'm not that well versed in it, but that's pretty cool. I like that one. Okay, I'm digging the cover so far. Giant size X-Men Magneto. That's literally all it is, but that's kind of a cool cover. I like that one. Wolverine 7. Let's say variant edition. Is that what I'm reading? I'm going off of my small ass screen. Definitely an interesting sort of very animalistic take on Wolvie. More of a realistic looking one as well, I would say. I dig it. Dead of Night, #1. Interesting. I don't usually go for horror comics. But I'm alright with that one. See, it's little weird, eclectic things like that I'll usually take and enjoy rather than just be like, well, it's not. Like that XO Manowar, don't care. The Excalibur, don't care. so, so I saw Batman Adventures and, and then I saw 13. The reason why this is funny is the one right before this is hella money. You're talking probably about a minimum of 300 regardless of the condition. Because that's the first time Harley Quinn was put into paper. Because Harley Quinn started in the Batman animated series. And I have it. I actually was lucky to come across it at some point. But the fact that it's the one right after, I find absolutely hysterical. Okay. Incredible Hulk 297. I know I have it because I finished my Hulk run. I like that cover though. My Hulk run was supposed to go, I think it was 238 to current. And unlike Spider-Man with Hulk, I went Incredible and Hulk. So whether it's the Incredible Hulk or whether it's just Hulk, I went both sides. And I have every single issue from 238, every single run, every single volume. until current. So if it's a Hulk something from issue 238 to current, I have. And I think that actually extends down to 200. Um, and I'm kind of trying to see if I can't push my way to get all the way down, minus the first 6 issues, which are very expensive, even though I did get lucky and come across one at the right time. And yeah, those top 5 issues are going to be impossible for me to get. Old school Action Comics. 415. It's actually in really good shape too. Kudos to this seller for having these in great shape. Dead World Restoration? What the hell? That's a cool cover. What the hell is this? See, like weird eclectic things that I just skip over if I was hunting for specific things, but because in the grab bags, I'm actually kind of, I guess, for the lack of a better term, forced to do it. I take a little bit more interest in it. So, yeah, I know it runs long and I get long-winded on these things, but I figured if people are watching this and want to have a little bit of background information on things, then I will provide such. There's a couple of other ideas I want to do when it comes to comics and whatnot. So this one I should be able to have comments open because I think I know what I did with the first 2. But hope you all have a great new year. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.